So, good afternoon, happy Sunday, everybody. It's Champions League final day today, and I've got a watch along for you tonight. PSG versus Bayern Munich. That should be a really good game. Bayern Munich have been absolutely relentless recently. PSG, not so relentless, but they seem to be getting the job done, didn't they? And with Mbappe, Neymar, etc., they've genuinely got goal for it. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in that game tonight. Make sure you download HOTMIC. I will be streaming on HOTMIC tonight. Make sure you also download the most interactive football chat app there is on the whole stratosphere, atmosphere, social media sphere. Make sure you download it. If you want to take part in my Fantasy Premier League, make sure you go to the link in the description. Top 10 places all get a cash prize. If you haven't come forward for yours from last season, what are you waiting for? Only the top 3 have come forward. So 250, 150 and 75 quid are winging their way to you guys. And it'll be the same again this season. 50 quid for 4th and then 10 quid from 5th down to 10th. If the prizes are split, i.e. your joint 4th, you will split that 50 quid between however many people have joined with you. To qualify, you have to follow me on Flick and HOTMIC. So make sure you go to the links in the description right now. You cannot miss it. But let's start off talking about somebody who didn't really turn up in the Europa League final the other night, and that is Lautaro Martinez. Looks the part, doesn't he? Scored 2 great goals in the game before that, in the semi-final. And he didn't really do anything in the final. I think he was hooked off after about 70 minutes as well. And he is linked with a move to Manchester City, which, listen, Man City are going to need to try and replace Aguero at some point. Aguero's knocking on a bit. And this is the man that they're trusting. The bid is going in apparently next week. They've already made contact with his agent. And listen, I think Inter Milan know that they are going to lose this guy this summer. It's just a case of how much they can get for him. Obviously, Barcelona were linked to him. That interest is still apparently there, but Barcelona are not quite flush with money at the moment, like Man City are. And I do see him leaving Inter Milan, like I said, and it is going to cost a lot of money to prize him away. Will he end up at Man City? I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Leave it in the comments section. Also, rate how good he is, how good you actually think he is. Mark him out of 10. I don't really think he's as good as people make him out to be. Listen, he's a fantastic footballer. He's really quick as well. I didn't realise how quick he was till the other day. He does score goals, but if I'm going to give him a rating, I'd say he's maybe a 7 out of 10. He's not quite in that elite bunch for me. Let's move on to the next guy. That is Odsonne Edouard, a player that we've been heavily linked to for about a year now. And Aston Villa, surprisingly, are the team that are chasing him. Now, we know that Celtic came out and said that he's happy here. We want him to stay. We know that he's got a lot of people chasing after him from Premier League teams. His head hasn't turned. He's just getting on with his football, etc., etc. I do think that he will leave Celtic, and I do think he will come to the Premier League. Sadly, it's not going to be at Arsenal, but is it going to be Aston Villa? Aston Villa obviously stayed up by the skin of their teeth, really, towards the end. And they do lack goals up front. They do lack a killer in front of goal. This guy has quality in Celtic. His goal scoring record second to none. It is ridiculous how many goals this boy scores. Really good footballer. And he massively elevate Aston Villa up the table. I think if they got him, he's going to be worth about 10 to 15 points a season, which would lift them from down here to kind of mid-table. I think that would be a fantastic signing if he went there. Let's move on to another player that I want to speak about. This one is Dani Ceballos. He drinks Estrella, he eats paella. The boy is effing magic, and he is now linked to AC Milan on loan after having I'd say a semi-successful loan period at Arsenal. He obviously won the FA Cup, which I suppose makes it successful, but in terms of his personal performances, I bet he's feeling a little bit deflated with them because he hasn't been great this season, or the season just finished. First game of the season, he was 10 out of 10 against Burnley. Absolutely unbelievable that day. just pulling the strings, just everything went through him. He was quick, he was fresh, he was on it. And we were like, oh my God, he is actually the real deal. Then didn't quite happen for him, did it? Since we come back out of full lockdown, he's gone back to that level though. He's been superb. And he was one of the reasons why we won the FA Cup. He scored the winner against Sheffield United in the quarterfinals in, I think it was about the 97th minute or something stupid. And he's been pretty decent, hasn't he, since then? But Aston Villa, AC Milan, should I say, are now heavily linked to him. And they're trying to prize him off of us. I think the fact and reality here is that he isn't going to be at Real Madrid in the upcoming season. Obviously, he's had to go back there. He is their player. But I don't think that he's going to be a Real Madrid player going into the season, whether that be a loan somewhere else or whether it's a loan with an option or an obligation or whether they just sell him. I'm not so sure they're going to sell him. And I'm not so sure anybody is going to want to buy him. I think they're going to want to loan him again. We've obviously been linked to the loan, again, with an option to buy at the end of it. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Let me know in the comment section down below about Dani Ceballos. Would you loan him back again? Last but by no means least, Ben Chilwell, the English left-footed Hector Bellerin. 50 million English pounds sterling. Thank you very much, Chelsea Football Club. Unbelievable. This deal is done. It's just a matter of crossing the T's and dotting the I's now, and it will be announced next week, apparently. 50 million quid is a hell of a lot of money for somebody that I personally don't think is that great. That does mean that Leicester are signing this guy for a lot less than 50 million, that's for sure. Decent little replacement, wealth of experience, good signing for Leicester City. And I don't think that makes him any weaker at all. If anything, it probably makes him a bit better because I don't particularly rate Chilwell. I don't think he's that good. But I'd love to know your thoughts on all of that in the comment section down below. Rate Lautaro Martinez out of 10. How good do you think he is? Where do you think Odsonne Edouard's going to end up? Talk to me about Dani Ceballos. Would you take him back at Arsenal? If so, would you buy him at Arsenal as well? And then talk to me about Ben Chilwell and Nicholas Tagliafico. Leave it all in the comment section down below. I will be doing a watch along tonight. Like I said, I won't be back before then. This is the last video until then. Don't forget, follow the Fantasy Premier League. Make sure you qualify for the prizes by following me on Flick and on HOTMIC. And I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.